Exactly. Well, I just hit go. We're live, so we've been gone for uh, 2 weeks again.
Do you want to try playing this too?
It just difficulties with guests and things like that, but we're finally back and ready to go. So we're an hour late tonight again, but I'm here with Howard, and John is also behind me. He brought beer, so that was
I'm the beer assistant.
yeah. And that's Aaron. It's
Mic check.
yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, my daughter's playing a game on her iPad here right next to me. I'm trying to keep it out of the microphone.
Gotcha. Well, it's been eventful while we've been gone for a couple of weeks.
Do you want to help?
Let's see, you and Howard both got new rear-wheel drive drift cars.
Daddy, you can help me.
You guys both got new rear-wheel drive drift cars. I still have not bit the bullet on that. My 3D printer finally arrived, though.
Yeah, I saw you printed a test print with that thing.
Yes, I printed a real print tonight, too. And, don't.
It's installed. The durability. On the floor.
I printed a new grill for the Scout that goes in there. I cut out the grill area and printed a new grill for it. So that worked out real well. That was the first one that I actually drew something up and threw it in there and
That's
got
pretty
it right
cool.
for a shop. So,
When I came in, he told me he was making a grill, and I didn't think he had that big a problem with his teeth.
so it's up and going, and now I just have to keep playing with it and make sure my settings are right, and got all kinds of things I can get ready to make. But
This whole view I'm looking at here is just kind of surreal. It seems like you guys should have like a fireplace and you're like sitting around smoking cigars or something.
You 3 dudes in a 9x10 room.
Smoking jacket.
The best part, you can't see, we're not wearing pants.
So.
I'm glad I wasn't invited to that party.
Well, it's good stuff.
I tried to get him to make us some steering stops for the Eagles, but he couldn't come up with a good enough design.
Yeah, Howard.
I have a design. It's like an M16 screw with some fuel tubing on it.
Coming out of the steering block?
Yeah, you just screw it into the knuckle into one of those other holes.
We think a lot. We think a lot alike.
Yes, you do. I was thinking of something that went onto the rack side and came back and caught the ball cup, so, something less conspicuous.
He's used to catching balls, though. That was going.
Oh, hilarious.
We're in rare form tonight. You can tell that things haven't gone to plan this evening.
Yeah, no, it's been, we'll get there.
Yeah, it was like 10:00. I'm like, all right, I better fire this thing up. So I go to log in. Nothing works. Absolutely nothing. So I've been fighting the computer for the last 45 minutes.
Yeah. I had the same thing on mine. Finally got it going, though, and we were just trying to wait to see if you were. I know we were going to try and have Doug join us again, Doug from Big Squid, because we've talked about it before with the G6 coming up in April, but Doug has talked with the guys who are putting on G6, Parker and all those guys or whatever, and he has got them to let him do a mega truck competition in between the day and night stage at the G6, and it seems like that mega truck thing's really caught on out there as well. There's a bunch of guys putting together those things that are mostly based out of race and more with TVP style aluminum chassis.
Yeah, they're
That'll
using.
probably bring more people to the G6 who normally wouldn't have went, so that may help attendance.
Yeah, it very well could, and it'd be something interesting to watch. So we'll watch Howard shit axle parts out the backside of his truck. Just
I caught it.
See his face.
So I think
What's wrong with your chin?
Howard seems to think that his Wraith axle truck with an 8-scale motor is going to perform much better than my Mad Force axle 8-scale motor truck.
Watch this. I can adjust my finger. It's not an on-off switch there.
Whatever. I have
This thing is doing bad things to my video output.
I have excellent throttle control.
Yeah.
So that I think it'll be fun. Even though I still haven't got my power system for that truck. So
You want me to pull you through the mud?
yeah. But Doug's
Let's make it rocket powered. We'll put a couple stages on it and
yeah.
just light a stage.
A couple D-class Estes rockets on the back and
Daddy, that kid's
get right through.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, I think our mega trucks are leaning a little bit more towards the scale style than theirs. They're building cheater trucks with barbarian chassis, and I'm not going to let Doug live that down. So, but Doug he's planning to run a Castle 6900 kV brushless system.
Holy crap.
He is going to run 2S though, but a 6900 kV motor in a Wraith with a 5.5-inch tall tire. He's going to have a pretty stout drivetrain, and that motor is not going to be super happy with it.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty snappy. Probably have a bad habit of overheating.
You're going to have a bad time. So we'll see how it goes, and it'll be a fun event. Nothing like the very first try at something like that to see what the story is.
I've been kicking around the idea of still building 1.9 to take also.
Yeah, I see Doug online if you want to throw in an invite.
Well, I threw him an invite, so
Oh, you did.
hopefully Doug can join us, and if he can, we'll commence smack talking each other's trucks. But
Yeah.
so the drift, you guys had the drift meet last Sunday.
Okay.
I didn't get to attend. I was still sick, but you guys,
Stand in your vagina!
whatever. You guys both drove. Aaron? Did you drive your rear-wheel drive car out there?
Oh, yeah.
So, what's the story with them? Do I need one?
Yes.
Hey, you missed the boat not picking up the FXXD, huh?
Yeah, I had Howard put in a bid for me, but it didn't catch. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got snaked out by Sean Rocha.
That bid went way low.
Yeah, honestly, like after you had pointed some stuff out to me on the FXXD, I really am kind of leaning towards trying to find one of those wrap-up FRD kits. So, I do like the design of that kit a little bit better with the twin horizontal plates rather than the horizontal lower deck and then twin vertical upper plates on the FXXD.
If you don't already own a Yokomo, that just seems like a bad idea to get that thing. It's just a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, although it's still cheaper than buying an FXXD if you buy both things brand new.
Anything's cheaper than an MST.
Yeah. That kit's like $650 new. Is that what it is? If you by the time you get stateside?
Yeah, it's not cheap. I saw on their website today they put out some previs CAD drawings of the new FS01D.
That's an all-wheel drive car?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm not interested.
I don't know.
I see you put up your Sakura. for sale.
Yeah, I did.
I should post that up on my. I posted and asked if you want me to post that up on the other page if you want to ship it.
Yeah, I was going to give some local guys a chance first to see if anybody want to jump on it, and then I'll probably do that.
To hell with them.
It's a great car. I like the MST a little bit better, and I have no reason to have two CS cars, so I'll let one go and put the fun somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to drive it, I guess it makes sense. So
I drove it last week, and I was actually the MST. It was the first time I took it out. It's the MSO1D, and I took it out there and I threw it down, and man, it was a handful. It was so slick out there. They set up the track on part of the floor we don't normally drive on, and it was just like ice. It was so slick, and I couldn't drive it. It was all over the place, and I got frustrated with it, and I picked it up, and then I threw the Secura down there, and it was like much better.
Huh.
And I was like, well, I'll try different tires, so I put some harder tires on the car on the MST, and then it was a lot better, and then I liked the feel of it better than the Secura. So
yeah,
once I started getting used to it, it was good.
I know you had mentioned some differences between fit and finish of the MST and the Sakura. What about between the Eagle and the other two? Like as far as quality and fit and finish.
I don't have as much experience with the Eagle as far as taking it apart and putting it together with the aluminum and stuff, so I don't. I'm kind of basing my statements on the MST actually. Having held the parts and getting up close look at them. I would say it's probably around the same as the Secura.
Okay.
Even the MST, you can see mill marks. It's not like it's a completely polished part. They could definitely put more work into the fit and finish of the parts of the thing. But the thing in general just feels much smoother. The bearings are better. Even my Eagle Racing, it has little ticks in the bearings when they spin. The MST doesn't have that. The MST was just glass smooth as soon as I put it together.
Right.
I just didn't have to fight getting anything to line up. It just overall it went together easier, and it just it's just a little nicer out of the box. But you pay for that for sure.
Right.
What about the amendments and the instructions? You were a pretty big fan of those, weren't you?
I was pretty frustrated by that.
I know I was getting texts from Aaron. He was sending me texts at it's probably 11 o'clock at night. Missing parts on this damn car. And he's saying something, missing more damn parts later in the night. And then I see later that he finally found those amendments and figured that all out. I didn't ask you, Howard, what you thought of the car because your car's over there and rattling apart.
Yeah. One screw loosened up.
Yeah. Steering's just steering rack's falling apart.
Yeah, the manual that came with the MST was from an older generation car. I have the Gen 2 version of that car, and they had omitted some parts from the kit because of some materials changes. They said they didn't need them, but it was on this loose leaf piece of paper that I had just sat off to the side, and I'm going through the manual going, where is this stuff? And it was 1:30 in the morning, and I was just pissed off. And of course, I fired off emails, before I went to bed and everything. Then the next morning, I'm like, oh, okay.
That sounds familiar. Didn't you do that to a winch?
After he fried his electronic. Yeah.
But at least they emailed me back, and I was like, no, everything's cool. We're all squared away. So
yeah.
At least I was testing their customer response there. That's
what was the oh, well, on the topic of drift cars, I did my own little upgrade on my drift car this last week, and it was an experience.
What did you do?
Well, when I decided to involve Nicole in trying.
Oh, dude. Oh, I pissed myself. I was laughing so hard when I was watching that.
I'll just pop that off. Or, I mean, rip it out.
He's like, I don't need to work on the other end of the car. Yeah, I don't normally have to do that or something. It's better. I had just woken up and I sat down on my computer and I watched that and I'm just laughing my ass off in the morning.
Anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, I involved Nicole, and there's these videos that people do on YouTube called "Not My Hands" or "Not My Arms," and you basically sit there with your arms behind your back, and then somebody sits behind you and they use their arms, and they do it and you talk. And well, I did it with Nicole, who has. What did you do? Fuck off!
Much like this. I can get
Oh God! I feel
He's
violent.
a little bit touchy feely for my case.
Feel like you're not in a stool and you got a back chair.
So we Nicole worked on the Sakura while I tried to narrate, and it was quite the I was trying to get her to pop the ball cups off of the knuckle, and she ended up just ripping the whole threads right out of the knuckle.
You're like, I'll just rip that right out of there.
just yanked it out of there, and she's prying on stuff, and I'm like, trying to, and I can just see things like warping, and oh, it was terrible. But I used some Boom racing products, and I didn't know that. I think they must be Integy, like Integy rejects. I swear, like the bearing size is you move the steering and you can see the gap around the bearing in the rack move around it, like just.
I got news for you. The 3 Racing steering rack is exactly the same way.
Oh God. It takes talent to replicate things that poorly. I mean, I don't.
They want to make sure there was no binding.
So I have as much or more slop in my front end as I did before.
His rear end's getting pretty sloppy too.
So it's that's so far the that was the only things that I've done to my. I did install the cheater gyro in my car. I haven't used it yet because I've been sick. But
What sexy bitch.
yeah, yeah, I can. God, I'm gonna come out in this meat dress next. But the we'll see how that. I need to go drive that car again. I'm looking forward to it. The only time I've driven that car is on Aaron's RCP track, which is a whole different experience than driving it on polished concrete.
Yeah, I got the new MST carpet tires. I really want to try out. They are hard. If you tap them on something hard like concrete, I mean they're like ping. I mean it's like they're very rigid. So I'm hoping those things will.
You think they feel harder than ABS?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
They feel like it. They feel like they are.
You see?
ABS. It lacks ABS.
It is ABS. So, yeah, that's it'll be interesting. So, but more than anything, I want a rear-wheel drive car.
Aaron, could you give us a little update on a new product that you bought and tell us about the tire installer and remover?
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to just a craptacular seller on eBay. There is a seller on eBay called RC Option. Stay away. Oh my God. Just absolutely horrible. I ordered Integy, Eagle Racing, there's a few different brands. They sell a kind of a low-cost tire dismounting rig. It's kind of just a vise type deal that pushes the rim out of the tire. Well, I tried to order it from this RC Option guy, and I was like, okay, so I paid for it and everything, and then he emails me like 4 days later and says, I don't have this item. Do would you like me to refund your money? I was like, yes, please. So then he sends me a thing to cancel the transaction. It says right on there, do not cancel transaction unless the seller has refunded your money. So I'm like, supposed to send me my money back first. And then no response, no response. And then he's like, cancel the transaction and I'll refund your money. I'm like, bullshit. So I opened a case with PayPal and they just refunded me today. But I ended up getting one from the toys. It was cheaper and he got it to me in just a couple of days. So seller-wise, I'm pretty happy with it. But the actual thing is kind of a piece of crap. I've broken it twice in like the 2 days I had it. So Howard is going to try and re-engineer it for me. So the vice part of it, is okay. It's just the stresses that get put on it by, pressing those tires in and out. It's just too much for the hardware that the thing is mounted together with. So hopefully Howard can get that working.
Yeah, they were using a 4mm bolt to try to press on and off the tire, which broke fairly quickly. Then you managed to rip the threads out after I welded the bolt back.
Yeah, that thing got wasted in no time.
We'll retap and put a little bigger thread through there.
There's that nicer tire press. I think I'm probably going to end up ordering from RC Mart.
I can turn this one into basically the same thing.
Why don't you go get an arbor press from Harbor Freight?
Yeah, they're only like $30.
Yeah, like a 2-ton arbor press.
I actually have one. I have a press. I have a feeling if I stuck an RC car wheel in that press, though, I'd end up flattening the thing and crushing it into dust or something.
I did hear some other good news from a local Casey drift movement guy that had another wonderful experience with the energy wheels even. That managed to break those on a maiden voyage.
I think they make those things out of Skittles.
Yeah.
Taste the rainbow.
If you look
not Skittles, Smarties. They're made out of Smarties. They turn into powder.
Yeah, if you look at Stormer Hobbies, they advertise some of those as for show only.
They don't even look good. How can they be for show?
No, I don't know why anybody. You bought a set, so I guess you have terrible taste.
Yeah.
There's a set in my trash can right now.
You.
I make you all look good.
Only 3 of them because we broke the tire dismounting tool before we got all 4 of them dismounted.
I was at least trying to use the tires off of them.
Yeah, that's. I tell you what, I've been being in crawling and scaling for so long. I thought to avoid those shit energy, like that kind of bullshit part. I knew that they're shit. And I go over to drift and I have to learn the same frickin' lessons again. I buy the cheap shit and it's garbage. Like, I can't believe, like, it's been so long since I decided to even try that crap out that I just
forgot.
I just went retard and decided that it would be a good idea because it's
called boom racing. How can you go wrong?
Boom! Yeah, it's absolute garbage. And I would, the one guy that I've seen lately that I had no idea would ever exist. The guy that is on Team Energy. And
now be careful.
I know. I can't imagine trying to keep a straight face and saying that you should buy some of this shit. It's such garbage.
It would be hard. It would be very hard.
I've loved their wrenches, their hex wrenches. I use those forever.
Oh, yeah, I will say that. I have
a set of those too.
I have a set of the Energy hex drivers, and weren't bad. Titanium nitride coated. Fairly,
they're ribbed for your pleasure.
But, color coded. Just
that helps with you.
Yeah. Give me the blue one. What size is it? Blue.
I think it's somewhere between the blue and the green.
I don't know what size they are either. I just know what color they are.
Josh has started painting the bolts to match them.
I'm like, oh, purple. That's for motor screws.
So yeah, that's it's been this whole drifting thing has been a whole new experience.
Yeah, I saw it the other day. I got, you get emails when people follow you on Twitter or whatever, and I got one that Energy followed me the other day, and I was like, okay.
We're watching you.
I still kind of keep getting a kick out of people wondering if they've got enough power and wanting to put more power in these cars. Running a hard tire on concrete.
Running 6.5s in a drift car. I'm like, holy crap, man.
Yeah, that's
You're just melting tires.
You're just draining battery unnecessarily. Just
exactly.
Yeah,
even 13.5 is just. I found an interesting thing that I've learned about driving the rear-wheel drive is more horsepower. It's actually, I find myself using more horsepower in the rear-wheel drive than with the four-wheel drive.
Perfect. I need it.
Pro force. Doing a lot more blipping on the throttle because you can kind of affect the car a little more. With that, I still think it's important to find the right rear tire to be able to do that. But I use with the CS car, it's more about being smooth and just applying the right amount of power to keep the angle and everything right. But in the rear wheel drive, it seems like you're, using it to get out of trouble and things like that. It's totally I have to relearn how to drive it every time I sit down or every time I put it down.
Yeah, I normally choose the black tires. They seem to work pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the black ones. Which ones do you use, Aaron?
I think they're black.
Yeah, same thing, same deal. So, it. But I will. Totally different topic. I know I talked to you about Aaron. I've talked to like 2 or 3 other people now. Rick from Super Shafty was the same way. Like the last 2 weeks or so with this stupid weather, cold. We've been inside for 2 months now. It's just been like no motivation. Don't want to hardly do anything. Just the winter blues are kicking my ass lately.
It's called depression.
Yeah.
We just need big wheels like Allie.
Hey, I've got my big wheel upstairs.
I know, it's missing the front wheel, though.
Yeah, I know. I need a new inner tube.
My wife was talking about wanting a full-scale or an adult-sized big wheel the other day.
Did you see mine, Aaron?
Oh yeah, I've seen I saw the videos on YouTube and you guys riding that thing before I even knew you.
Yeah, I've got we built a full-size adult big wheel, a 26-inch mountain bike front end it's a sprung front end, and then in the rear I did a one-link with Panhard suspension with 2 mountain bike shocks. So I've got full suspension all the way around. It's got about 4 inches of travel in the rear.
Plus a vibrating seat for pleasure.
That's just, you just find a rough road.
Yeah, the shifter cut rear tires, and the reason it doesn't have a front wheel is because me and another brother, we both built them, and we were building them to race. We were racing down this road, and it was, they weren't drift trikes, so they were more speed-wise. And we were hitting almost 50 with them, and we kept wanting to try and go faster, so we kept putting more and more air pressure in these things. So I've got 80 pounds in the rear shifter cart tires, and I was up around like 65 or so in the front mountain bike tire. And we put my buddy Cody on it. I was like, "You want to ride this thing?" He's like, "Sure." First time he gets on it, we tow it up the hill behind a Jeep. You'd sit on it and get towed up. And and we get about halfway up the driveway, and you just hear this. Tire goes down. We're going, getting towed. It's starting to go all over. The rims right on. Like, damn. So, gotta get that fixed though. And I'd love to find a big enough hill to hit 65, 70.
We got a tow strap. We can take you down 29.
I need to do a video on that little thing because that thing was a blast. So,
What's something like that cost?
let's see. The mountain bike. Well, I bought a full mountain bike to cut out to build it. I bought it off Craigslist for like $50. It was a Walmart bike, so it was a steel head because I wanted that to be able to weld to. And then I used like 6 or 8 feet of 1 3/4 DOM, so fairly more expensive tube than like hot HREW or something. But let's see. There's a lot of dumb little things like my panhard bar. I went and I needed these tiny Heim joints. So I went to Air Parts in Marion and bought these Heim joints that were like $10 or $12 a piece. And then while I was there, I needed a piece of tubing to weld the inserts in. So I bought a piece of chromoly tubing. So it's like a $50 panhard bar. And then it's got a 1-inch Heim joint, but not like a Heim joint from Tractor Supply. It's like a rough stuff Heim joint that you would put in a full-size crawler 4-link, because one of my buddies built who has a crawler. I was like, he used one of his, so it's like a $75 Heim joint. So there's probably, and then the shifter cart wheels or tires with aluminum wheels, and there's probably like $300 in that thing.
Typical Josh project.
And still no motor.
You gotta tow it up a hill. So yeah, it's and then the other thing is that my buddy Jake, who built his, I built this stupid full suspension, overcomplicated, and he built a rigid with a super.
And kicked your ass, didn't it?
Much better. It's a half-mile road that you go down to, and it ends into it's a private road in the middle of nowhere that ends right in the driveway. There's like 3 or 4 other houses on the whole road, but it ends into his driveway. But you have to make a hard, like a 90-degree left-hand turn right at the end, and he can make it no problem because the center of gravity is so much lower. But with mine, I'll crank it, and the inside wheel will come way up off the ground, and you're right on the wheels, trying to make the turn, and then you just have to bail off usually before you end up in the
It's going to be the
creek.
same thing with mega trucks, Josh.
So but it's fun. It's a lot smoother on rough.
I just figured you watched too much Nitro Circus and were planning on doing backflips on it or something.
I would not want to do a backflip on mine because if it landed on you, it's about 70 pounds. Nah, maybe 50 pounds. It's pretty heavy. It's got a full steel tractor seat on it for the seat. That was like $40 because I bought it new at Tractor Supply. Yeah. So, it was an absolutely retarded project.
And how many times have you ridden it?
Probably about 4 times.
Worth every penny.
I got some badass fenders that fit like golf cart wheels and tires.
Yeah, that we do want to get. You can go get some 10-inch PVC from like Home Depot, and you can deflate the tires and just slide 10-inch PVC over those shifter cart tires to air them back up, and it'll hold that PVC solid. And then you turn those things into drift trikes. So we might do that.
Yeah, I've got these awesome radius fenders that'll fit like a golf cart tire. It's radius on both sides, at least like a 2-inch radius or something, fit real nice and smooth, almost like
2-inch radius.
They're like a custom. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, you mean on the outside?
On the outside.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like custom fenders for like a mini bike or something like that.
That's
I think it's got a 144-spoke chrome front wheel.
Let's put a motor on it.
Yeah, I talked to Holmes about putting like an e-bike motor on mine. It'd make a cool little like car show, little jack around rig. But
Except it probably weighs a metric ton and
yeah.
wouldn't have enough juice to push it around.
Oh, I think Holmes could get me enough juice.
What were you doing with the heat gun there, Aaron? That's in a different location than than the other day.
I don't know. That's just where I hung it. it's where it lives now.
It was a secret project.
I got tired of pulling it off the shelf anytime I wanted to use it, so it just hangs there.
Yeah, I need to get into the shop and clean up.
Howard, need to get in the shop and finish some stuff.
Howard decided to, he was finishing up Megatruck wheels tonight, much quicker than I was doing them. He came up with a method that he could do one in about 5 minutes, and mine took me about an hour. And his looks a lot better. So that worked out pretty well. But while he was doing said method on my lathe, he one of the shavings went around and caught the big ball of like aluminum shavings that was underneath. He came up and whacked him right in the face.
It was like getting a pile of a Muppet's pubic hair thrown in your face.
He just yelled. I was sitting in here and working on the printer, and he just yells, "Clean your lathe for ya!" So I said, "Oh, thanks." And he's sitting there, spitting out pieces of plastic and brushing off his ear, caught in his beard.
I'm ready for this cold weather and wet weather to be gone.
Yep, I agree.
I'm just ready for you to find somewhere different to park your Mustang and your truck so we can leave that track set up.
If it's raining and warm this weekend, we might have to set that up in there.
Oh, by the way, speaking of this weekend and podcast, you know the guys Pure Spider? They build those crazy. They got some crazy axles and crazy. They're from Italy. If you're not familiar with them, you have to look them up. But they've got just some crazy designed axles and a transmission and chassis and stuff like that. What's like the axles, for example, the shaft, it's kind of like a high clearance axle style with the diff raised up, and then it's got a shaft that comes down to the knuckles and stuff. But the shafts are like a Burfield joint, with the balls that go into the cup to rotate it rather than a CVD style or universal style. And I mean, they mill all this stuff and then heat treat it, and just absolutely insane designs. But I dropped them a message just because, and seeing if, they could speak English, and I know they can type well enough, and things like that. But asked them, maybe they'd be interested in coming on and talking about some RC. So the only issue is that Italy's like 7 hours ahead of us. So 9 o'clock on a Tuesday doesn't exactly work out for them because it's like 4 a.m. Wednesday morning. But doing they would be willing to do like a midnight their time on like a Saturday or Sunday, which comes out to be like 5 o'clock our time then. A Saturday or Sunday, and could listen to some Italian guys try and
tell us about their Italian sausage.
I'm sure this will be the episode they decide to listen to as well. Never mind. As long as the penis-headed man is not talking. So it might be if you guys are around.
I could be up for that.
They've got some very interesting stuff, and they really do take some machining to some one-off machining, to some pretty cool stuff. And I shouldn't say one-off because they do production. It's just very low-run production, versus something like the Vanquish stuff, which is a higher run but high quality type thing. So a cool different side of the hobby that a lot of people probably aren't all that familiar with.
Are you looking it up right now, Aaron?
I am not.
You finishing your solitaire game from earlier?
Doing my taxes.
I need to do that.
You ain't getting nothing back.
Oh, I get a lot. Cole's independent. I stay-at-home girlfriend.
She's listening.
Speaking of.
Oh, she worked it.
She's in Denver right now, so.
I'm from Denver.
But it's
She's telling you she's about tired of her boyfriend out there. What are you doing, Aaron?
What?
Just, hey, quick, does this look infected to you? The whole plan was to send her out to Denver the day that this printer came in. And so I had like 5 days to myself with the printer and, and just print my little heart out.
Print
Is
your
that what that ring was for?
Yeah, print my little heart out. But I ended up.
He sent her out there to see how much pot she could keister.
So
she'll be hobbling off the plane in a day or two.
But I ended up getting sick, and the printer got delivered on Thursday, and Howard's trying to play Jenga with beer cans in my trash can. It's a trash can that can hold maybe 6 beer cans, and he's got 4 hanging out the top. But
yeah, he got the printer on Thursday, and by Sunday he figured out how to turn it on.
So I didn't touch it until last night, really, for the first time. But I probably had about 8 hours in tuning, and last night I finally got off. Or I finally was able to successfully print
His glory hole.
my first circle. Circle gets the square. The little test print. But tonight I printed my very first actual part, or something that I was designed up quick and then printed. And
How long before that thing breaks?
shut your mouth.
If it does, he'll fix it just like the CNC.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Poor Aaron still never got his carbon fiber chassis.
That's why he quit crawling, you bastard.
Oh yeah, Fat Jesus. I forgot about that. All he had to do was buy a carbon fiber plate. He never did it. I sold his truck. So
He left it around here for too long, so I sold that bitch off.
I sell everybody's stuff. So but yeah, I'll get that CNC working one of these days. I have a 3D printer now. I don't need a CNC.
Give it to me.
No.
I'll give you $20
You couldn't
tonight.
You couldn't turn it on.
I guarantee I can figure out how to work that thing.
Really.
Just like I can figure out how to cut wheels better than you. Whatever. I can design things better than you.
Yeah, your screw idea is fucking ingenious. Just the earth-shattering design.
He's getting red in the face.
Howard?
So he might give you a thumping if you get too lit up.
I give him something.
He was pretty violent on the drift page the other day.
We definitely didn't stick to any sort of format tonight, but
Screw
I don't
that.
know. Was there anything new that came out other than the new Serpent drift car?
Serpent made a drift car?
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Okay, I'm looking that up.
There was that train derailment.
That will not make sense to anybody while that's funny. But
Do a share for that.
I don't even want to share that on any of the actual pages. Like I don't want to put it on my personal page. I don't want to put it on my Harley page, even the RC CarCast page. But there was a video of a news reporter and a guy just runs up and snags the mic out of her hand and yells some just expletives in the microphone that for some reason we all thought was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, go find Howler Custom RC on Facebook, and you can watch it.
Yeah, Howard will post absolutely anything. So go find Howler Custom RC, and you. But that was quite funny for all of us this week.
Yeah. I had to send it to those guys, both working in offices, and tell them to watch the video and let me know what they thought.
My neighbors thought I was absolutely crazy because I was watching the video and I was like, this seems like granted it was shared from a page called like Big Trucks and Mud Sluts or something. Something absolutely ridiculous. So I should have known, but I was just I started watching it. It's talking about some train derailment. I was like, "This okay? Oh!" Yeah.
I showed that to the guys in my office today. We were just dying laughing.
Yeah, it was quite funny. But a while back we had talked about the Kyosho iReceiver setup, which is that little. It's got like the camera.
iPhone.
Yeah, it's the iPhone to control. Anyway, well, I have one of those on the way.
Of course.
Why?
Because Rick probably said
Because
it.
Rick from Super Shafty decided that he would set me up with one of those, and I am looking forward to it for the video.
You can drive your gyro-equipped 4-wheel drive with that thing.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my drift car and try and drive that.
We did some interesting point of view videos at Aaron's just the other night.
Whoa.
Yeah, that sounded kind of bad.
Yeah, real bad.
So he's riding. Where's the other video of my special children?
I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm probably going to.
Your special, like Knuckle Children?
Yeah. They were doing some interesting...
Tyler had a science project that they were using some of my FPV gear with. They were doing some like time lapse around my garage with that, and then after that was done, just all kinds of hilarity ensued.
Aaron, got to see how special my children are.
Oh yeah.
That's the first time I've seen Tyler off his medication, I think.
Oh yeah. Just think of watering down these fucking fantastic jeans. Just take these and just half. Yeah. Good work. I swear.
What did you say?
Hello, Aaron.
I'm looking at that drift car.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I actually saw that the other day on DJ Medic, of course, put up a drift video, and it was on there. I think the Drift Mission guys are from Canada up there where he is, so I've seen some of their stuff cross over before.
I saw it on RC Group's Facebook page. They seem to have, as of late, and
you can see that, huh? That's what she thinks of you guys.
Holy smokes!
I'm like, what are they laughing about? Oh.
Wow, that's going to be terrible for audio listeners. Aaron can't see, but Allie's behind him, dropping trout in the middle of his garage. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, that was terrible.
Welcome to children.
Oh, that was hard. That was hard. It just dropped trout. Just.
I have no idea what they're about either. She's like, what are you laughing about?
She learned it from you, didn't she, Aaron?
Oh man,
I haven't done that for at least a month.
At least 20 minutes. Or
She must have had to let one fly or something. I don't know.
Howard forgot to breathe while he was laughing. Now he has a headache.
Holy moly.
I'm like, what are they laughing at? Oh.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Well,
Hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at us for that.
Let's do a little wrap up with what you're working on, what we're working on, and then we'll call it a night. Aaron, what are you planning on working on? What are you working on?
I've just been taking a break, man. I built, 2 drift cars and then did a VP video, and I just her butt was itching. Now we got the story about why the counselor died.
Oh,
She's like, what? I was just scratching my butt.
she's gonna love you when she turns 18. Oh yeah, this is the video, like 2014, and you just dropping.
We should just end on that. I mean, I don't know how we're going to do anything more than that.
Well, you're great. Howard?
I think I have every part to finish the mega truck, and I think I have every part to build my 1.9 Jeep that I'm getting ready to build. We got plenty to do before the G6 in April. I got plenty of work to do.
I've got everything I need, other than I need to get new. I'm waiting on wheels from Vanquish for the Mattzilla truck. Other than that, I've got pretty much everything I need to finish that up for the G6. The Mega truck, I'm waiting on the Castle Sidewinder 8th scale system. I'm going to try that out. That's a 22-minute TV 8th scale system. So I need those 2 trucks ready for the G6. That'll be my main focus. Playing around with the Scout just a little bit tonight with a 3D printer. I might do a couple of other things on it. I'm not sure on the. I've had a couple of guys. One in particular, Matt from Canada. He's been hounding me for that Scout, and I might cave. I haven't decided yet, but I was going to take it with me to Utah for the Southwest Scale Champs down there, but I might just go down there with my Wraith and just do the coverage and stuff normally, and then just compete in the TTC hopefully with the Wraith, and let that go here sooner than later. But if that's the case, I really only have the Wraith left to work on. The Rock Bouncer I've kind of decided probably need to start over with. The chassis on it is just nowhere near what I would normally like to see, and I don't know that it's nice enough that it's something I want to use on something that I'm building. So I might sell that one off and build something new. But that's really all I got going on. Howard's got the twin hammers still.
I sold that.
Oh, sweet.
I gave it away as my January.
I got 3 new subscribers, so I.
Crispy's still kicking around. I think I'm going to switch Crispy over to a 2.2 truck though, and I need to get off my ass and do some work on those other Crispy chassis to finish those up for a couple of those guys up in Canada, a couple guys in
What about John back there? He might have some project he's working on.
To this.
What'd you say, Aaron? No, that's just pay no attention to that. But I mean, if you look at the joints on that thing, I've tried to spend enough. I've spent a bunch of time trying to clean them up to that level, and it's just not. You'll notice these joints down here. The joints around the front side are not bad, but they were built in a different manner than the rest of the truck, I think. So.
I think the ground clearance is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, the droop is fucking fantastic.
I
Tons
think the
of.
drive shaft angles.
It's gonna be a challenge.
I think you might have some parts.
And
So you've decided against using that altogether, huh?
I think so. Honestly, it's the chassis that's been holding that project up a lot. The fact that I'm not happy with it.
He's a whiny bitch.
I'm picky. Honestly, the thing is that I got spoiled by, like, Jerry. You know, Jerry was the one who built all my stuff before, and, you know, if I do shit work, I can accept that because I did it. But, like, if I paid for something, Jerry's stuff was always fantastic. Jerry's stuff is awesome. But then this is the first time I've used another vendor, and it just wasn't, not to where I would say is what I would be happy for paying for, or not happy that I paid for it. But long story not so long. Don't hound me on Facebook for it. I'll sell it at some point, and you'll see it for sale. But yeah, that's it.
I can see the gears turning in Howard's head over there. He's like,
Now
I can build something out of this.
Howard doesn't want it.
I was just looking at the possibility of cleanup.
Just too much heat, too much. There's a lot of things, but
There's a couple spots that look like they heated it up and threw welding rod at it. But it'll work out.
I mean,
If you look at it like this,
if you look at it from where Aaron is, you know, like what, about 40 miles, it's it's pretty decent.
At 640 by 480, it looks awesome.
Exactly.
I'm just digging on the fucking links. Those are top notch.
That is for clearance of that motor.
I don't even care. It's just for mock-up, but I'm digging the just straight all thread. That's
It's
six.
mock-up links.
Mock-ups.
Shut up.
Next month, my giveaway will be these these new tires. They're Rock Beasts or Pit Bulls.
Yeah, that was Howard's Facebook post of the night. He found was someone had posted up Pit Bulls or Rock Beasts. Go.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's the only time you can just post yes.
They were very quick to answer. They're the same.
So, yeah, it's.
I do look forward in the next week or two to try some new black drift tires and see how they
Yeah,
work.
I was gonna try the Super Blacks.
I got a pair of shiny blacks coming.
You know, the matte black is. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, the tuxedo black, they work pretty good.
Midnights I'm a big fan.
Would you like any of those, Aaron?
I have enough of a tire selection to hold me over.
They may be a little bit bigger than the other color ones you have, but that's normal.
Yeah, you can buy them in pink and orange and white and everything now. I've seen them.
Yeah, they're definitely not as big. Girth's a little less, but
They got a little shorter run time.
sidewall not quite as substantial.
Are you dressed? All right, good.
Well, it's been fun. I'm
A little late start, but definitely interesting.
I'm looking forward to trying to watch this tomorrow and see us go full aspiration over here. not stop breathing entirely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to use that YouTube video editor.
I'm guessing that we were howling so loud over here that the cameraman option would have been focusing on us.
You're probably right.
Maybe you can add some pants.
Is there a pants option in the Google toolbox?
It would have been funny to have some sunglasses tied to it or something. Or a top hat or something.
Jesus Christ.
I know when I killed the video feed, you guys about doubled your your laugh.
Yeah, we had a brownout, didn't
And that's all, folks.
I'm like, what are they laughing? I turn around and see ass. I'm like, oh, great.
She stole your microphone.
Oh, all right, sounds good. Next Tuesday is the plan, tentatively, and we'll see if anything happens with that. So,
Hopefully, everyone will keep their pants on.
yeah. And scene. All right, that's all. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, probably 9 o'clock ish. As late as 10.
This may only be a show for live viewers. It may not ever make it to it.
All right.
We're not making a download syndication.
All right, Aaron. We'll see you.
All right.
We'll see you guys later.
All right, I'll holler at you guys later.